What is peace journalism? Peace journalism is a media framework that advocates for responsible and ethical reporting of conflicts. Instead of amplifying divisions or sensationalizing violence, it emphasizes providing accurate, balanced, and context-rich narratives that promote understanding, dialogue, and conflict resolution. Origins and representation of the theory. The concept of peace journalism was popularized by Johan Galtung, a Norwegian sociologist, and the founder of the field of peace and conflict studies. In his seminal work, Galtung contrasted two types of journalism. War journalism focuses on violence, drama, and, as versus them, narratives, often reinforcing stereotypes and escalating tensions. Peace journalism highlights causes of conflict, the voices of marginalized groups, and solutions, fostering an environment for peacebuilding. Galtung and others argue that peace journalism can shift the media's role from being a passive observer or a contributor to conflict to being an active agent of peace. Peace journalism as a tool. Key features. Focus on solutions. Shifts attention from the violence to the underlying issues and potential resolutions. Humanization. Avoids dehumanizing any party involved in the conflict and treats all as people with legitimate concerns. Inclusivity. Amplifies the voices of those often excluded, such as women, minorities, or grassroots movements. Critical analysis. Examines structural causes of the conflict, such as political, economic, or historical factors. Process of peace journalism. 1. Preparation and awareness. Understand conflict dynamics. Study the history, stakeholders, and power structures involved in the conflict. Recognize bias. Be conscious of personal and systemic biases in reporting. 2. Framing the story. Avoid polarization. Refrain from framing stories as good versus evil. Ask constructive questions. For example, what are the root causes of the conflict? What are the perspectives of all stakeholders? Are there opportunities for peace? 3. Language choices. Avoid sensationalism. Replace inflammatory language with neutral and factual terms. Be empathetic. Use language that humanizes all parties involved. 4. Content and sources. Balance the narrative. Give space to multiple perspectives, including marginalized voices. Focus on nonviolent actions. Highlight efforts towards dialogue, negotiation, or peacebuilding. 5. Reporting on solutions. Highlight positive outcomes. Share examples of successful conflict resolution or community efforts. Promote dialogue. Showcase initiatives that bring conflicting parties together. 6. Follow up and reflection. And assess impact. Monitor how the reporting affects public opinion or conflict dynamics. Adapt practices. Reflect on the coverage to improve future reporting efforts. Example applications of peace journalism. Ethnic conflicts. Reporting that highlights common cultural values or historical cooperation between groups. Post-war reconstruction. Stories about rebuilding efforts or reconciliation programs. Environmental disputes. Focusing on shared benefits of sustainable solutions rather than dividing groups. Challenges and criticism. Pressure from media outlets. Mainstream media may prioritize sensationalism for profit. Audience expectations. Consumers accustomed to dramatic narratives may resist softer, solution-oriented stories. Risk of bias. Peace journalism may inadvertently favor one side if not careful about balance. Conclusion. Peace journalism is a transformative tool that can reshape how media influences society. By fostering understanding and dialogue, it can play a pivotal role in mitigating conflicts and promoting sustainable peace. It requires dedication to ethical practices, critical analysis, and a commitment to fairness in storytelling. Peace journalism has been utilized and promoted in various countries, especially in regions experiencing conflict or post-conflict recovery. It is not confined to a specific country but is adopted globally by journalists, media organizations, and academics as a framework for constructive reporting. Below are examples of countries where peace journalism has been implemented or studied. 1. Norway. Why? As the birthplace of Johan Galtung, Norway has been central to the theoretical development of peace journalism. Applications. Academic institutions and peace organizations promote peace journalism principles through research and training programs. 2. Kenya. Why? Following the 2007-2008 post-election violence, peace journalism was emphasized to prevent the media from inflaming ethnic tensions. Applications. Media outlets adopted conflict-sensitive reporting, and training workshops for journalists were conducted to promote peaceful narratives during elections. 3. Rwanda. Why? After the 1994 genocide, there was recognition of the media's role in inciting violence, prompting efforts to reform media practices. Applications. Peace journalism workshops and initiatives aimed at countering hate speech and promoting reconciliation among communities. 4. India and Pakistan. And why? The ongoing conflict over Kashmir and cross-border tensions have prompted interest in using peace journalism to reduce hostility. Applications. Collaborative journalism projects, such as cross-border reporting initiatives, focus on shared human stories rather than divisive rhetoric. 5. Philippines. Why? Persistent internal conflicts, such as the Mindanao insurgency, have created a need for media to foster dialogue and reconciliation. Applications. Journalists have been trained to cover conflicts with a peace-oriented lens, focusing on root causes and